If you get an employer to interview who is well fit with work but not fitting with discipline,
Skills is something that can be taught, but behavioral and characteristics is something that cannot be taught. In HR, while hiring, there is something called as an iceberg theory.
was there ever a moment when you felt like taking fun would have made things easier for you?
Oh yeah, every time I was like, we also want a big daddy who can fund us.
What is more important in marketing? Content marketing or performance?
Performance marketing is more like a pitch method.
What kind of culture do you want to build at LB?
When it comes to hiring talent or your people, they know a company for their culture.
Hello, hi, I'm Shalu and I'm back again with another episode of Founders Spot. And today we have Mr. Manish Jain with us. Hello, sir, how are you?
Hi, I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me on your show today.
If you get an employer to interview who is well fit with work but not fitting with discipline, so what is your take with that employee?
Interesting question. So, like I said, I learned this in the early days of entrepreneurship that skills is something that can be taught, but behavioral and characteristics is something that cannot be taught. I would definitely want to give a chance, communicate what is expected in terms of the discipline, in terms of this iceberg theory. In HR, while hiring, there is something called as an iceberg theory. Top of the iceberg is about those skills, the knowledge, but the below the water level of the iceberg, that's the behavioral and characteristic. That's the foundation, right? And that's what defines a human being. So I personally feel that skills can be taught and be learned. But if your basic traits, your characteristics, your behavior, the fundamentals are not aligned with us, it would be very difficult to work along. I personally feel communication is the key to solving any problems. If I'm able to communicate my expectation, my challenges to that person, and I'm able to make that person understand. If the person has the right intent, he or she would understand and align themselves with us. So I would definitely want to give them a chance. But even then, if things are not getting aligned, so yeah, I think even if they are the best performer, I would probably get them.
And related to this, there's a question in our mind. These days, it's like we have the time for Gen Zs. So, what is the problem? That one problem that you must be facing with Gen Zs today, because they are more of a like my things, I am right, kind of ego. So, what is your take on this?
There's a lot of conversation, a lot of noise around Gen Zs, and I feel working with Gen Z isn't actually that difficult if you've been able to understand the psychology, right? Initially, I remember we had our own bit of challenges working with Gen Zs. We had a different kind of knuckles back then. We were trying to make them work the way we wanted. Whereas now with Gen Z approach, we understood their psychology. Definitely, you need to communicate your expectation, communicate your Angli culture, and all of those kind of things. But what I've learned is, and what I've understood is that don't micromanage them, give them their space. They are very smart when it comes to being creative or even being logical. They know their stuff. So just tell them what you need and give them their space. They'll be able to deliver. Give them feedback. Don't judge them for who they are. That's what triggers them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I think there's definitely a way around it.
These days, what we hear most probably is that every one of us is a creator, video creator, content creator. And with the coming of AI, everybody believes that he or she, they know how to make videos, they know how to create content. So everything will be managed by themselves. So it becomes very difficult to make a person understand that there's a need of marketing and they're professionals to it. So what is the problem that you have actually faced while having the conversation with your clients?
I think with the advent of AI and people doing a lot of marketing by themselves, it has actually made a marketing agency's life easy. Earlier, I would have to go to a business owner and make them understand why you need marketing. Today, with the advent of AI, they're able to do a lot of things in house just by using various AI tools, right? The barrier of getting started with marketing has come down. Now, it's like because of AI tools, they upskill their in-house team. They know what to be done. Even if they don't know what needs to be done, they ask AI what should be done in marketing. That journey of starting has started. And hence it makes for us, much easier to explain them now what needs to be done. With AI coming in, definitely marketers are not getting replaced, right? It's about there is more inclusion in terms of more marketers, more content creators are hiring. Things have become easier, so the pool has become larger, and I feel there is much more number of opportunities now out there for us as an agency.
How has digital marketing evolved over years?
Like any other industry, with new technology coming in every day, digital marketing has evolved a lot. And like I just explained that, with AI coming in, people have started experimenting more. There are new trends every day. The young talent is actually very talented, correct? So they are experimenting new things. There are so much education and diploma courses, certifications around digital marketing. So they're doing all of those kind of things. With AI coming in, what is happening is a lot of analysis, a lot of image creation, video generation, content, performance analysis. All of this is being done very easily with tools. So, we now have more smarter, intelligent marketers out there, more creative. And, earlier, let's say a designer would be somebody who would need to know how to use an Adobe software, right? You'd spend thousands of rupees learning that. Today, that's not the case. If you have a clear thought, you have a decent design sense, you just need to know how to write a prompt, and you can do that. That is changed a lot, and there are so many new ways of marketing coming in. So it's just about if you have a right marketing mindset, uh, there's no limit.
What is more important in marketing? Content marketing or performance?
I think there's no one answer to it. Both hold a very important role. A lot of business owners who come to us, they're like, we want leads, we want an immediate result from the marketing spend that we are doing. We are looking for immediate ROI. I always say that, performance marketing is definitely more like getting immediate leads. Conversion typically depends upon your team. If it's a T2C brand, how is the website experience? You may get a first order just by marketing with performance marketing, but repeat orders will depend upon your product. When it comes to content marketing, it's about building a brand. So performance marketing is more like a quick method, uh, but content marketing is where through which you are able to build your brand, build visibility, connect with your audience, tell them your vision, and communicate what does the brand stand for, what is the kind of impact that you're creating. So both play a different kind of a role, but I feel both play an important role. With AI coming in, content marketing has become so easier that I feel even somebody who is a novice can actually get started with that.
But in my views, what I see is, don't you think it's an integrated approach? Content marketing and performance marketing.
It is like having two engines.
Yes.
So definitely having them together integrated is an ideal scenario. It's like having two engines working for you. But if you look at it, that even if there is one engine there out there, and you have to pick one. So from that perspective, is what I said. But definitely for any brand who is looking, any business is looking to build a brand.
What kind of culture do you want to build at LB?
So, I have worked in multiple organizations in the corporate sector before starting off. What I feel is by your clients, your customers know you for your product or your service. When it comes to hiring talent or your people, they know a company for their culture. The idea of having a people first culture at IBB has always been to have a very fertile ground over here for people to come join us, have a learning environment. When I say learning, meaning they flourish, they grow in their career journey. We want ABB to be a growth catalyst, not just for clients, but for people who are working with us as well. So we have a very, learning first kind of a culture out here. We always encourage the team. So whenever a new joinee is coming in, we have at least a 1 month kind of a training which is there, which we ask them to do, and only then they're, delegated any kind of a work. So know of Infosys. So Infosys has a very they hire talent from engineering campuses, and they have a rigorous 6 months training in their training center in Mysuru, and they make people really industry ready, right? And they say that if you done that Infosys training, then you can get placed anywhere, even if you are unable to pass through the entire training process. That's the kind of a culture I've always wanted to build at IBB, and I believe we will be able to do that. At least what I've seen is that we're not trying to teach marketing here, but we're trying to build better marketers from here. So that's one. Secondly, like I said, being a people first company, so we always keep it in mind that we are working with humans, not machines. So definitely, we expect that kind of an output made into a creative field. So we also learned over time that what is required to deliver better, to give our teams, our people that kind of a pace, that kind of a room to perform, that kind of a time to learn and outshine. So yeah, that's the kind of culture we are bringing.
So, how do you build ownership within teams?
This is a tough one. Uh, Ownership as a concept uh, is more to be communicated than built. So we've always told our teams that um, everyone is capable of doing anything and everything, and what is actually required is that first they understand their job, what is to be delivered, and then it's about bringing that accountability, that even if you are doing something wrong, or if you are probably missing out on something, it's okay. We are humans, we make mistakes, and we learn from our mistakes and go from there. That's where we build people, we help people build accountability. So even if you're doing a mistake, it's okay. Report back. Be accountable for what you've done, right? And when you do this, this is where that that ownership starts in me. Being the startup, uh, and being a small team, we always tell people that uh, everybody has a different care, and everyone is responsible for what they do. So that's how we create that ownership.
How important is environment in creative businesses?
Environment plays a very important role, not just for creative businesses, but for any and every kind of a business, right? एक पौधा है, एक पौधे को अगर धूप चाहिए और वो बिना धूप के होगा तो उसको वो नहीं बढ़ पाएगा, राइट? Same is with human beings.
Yeah.
We need to give a fertile ground to them. We need to give them that right culture environment so that they are able to deliver, so that they are able to understand what is to be delivered. Number one, giving them that allowance, that space to be creative, understanding their viewpoint, that yes, maybe this is also a way of how we can do certain things. And even if I am looking at things differently or the client is looking at things differently, then communicating that how that differently can be done, and creating that conducive environment where people can actually think out of the box. Like, while I understand deadlines are important, but giving realistic deadlines, and giving that slack as well. That when you are working on creative aspects, so timelines may get pushed. Definitely, timelines pushing should not be an excuse. That automatically gets reflected in the work which is being delivered. So, surely, I feel that in that environment is very important, and that is all a part of our culture here at Delhi. We ensure that we are giving that right environment for our deals. Informs.
What keeps founders going during uncertain situations?
So, for a founder, it is always about our why he started in the first place. Uncertainties are part of life, and why a good founder may have planned for it. Yet, whenever there are unplanned, I mean, that's why it's called an uncertainty. You question yourself that why will you start? What is your end goal? And that is what keeps you going.
Very crisp and clear answer.